CTA stands for call to action, an exhortation or stimulus to do something in order to achieve an aim or deal with a problem. CTAs are at the end of speeches, ad campaigns, challenges, and of course, content. Subscribe to be notified when that video is released. Not always a purchase or a subscription, it can be a moment to motivate the audience toward the next step.
This is what you're gonna do.
Often, creators share powerful solutions and miss out on the opportunity to move their audience forward. And many who do have a great call to action have nothing to support the viewer who takes the leap into the unknown. CTAs should exist to provide your audience with even more value. Effective CTAs are enabled by well-designed systems. Systems that have been curated are synonymous with credibility. Want to establish yourself as an expert with content? Create a roadmap for your audience to experience true success with your solutions. I'm Kirk Nugent, your live video coach. And in this series, we're sharing 6 tips to position yourself as an expert with content. Today, we're looking at tip number 4, get your ask, ASC, out of the way. I was talking with a mentor of mine, of course, considering going into business for myself, considering becoming a content creator. And one of the things he said, in both of those areas that you're looking into getting into, you are going to have to get comfortable with asking people for what you need. Asking clients to pay the bill, asking people who are watching your content to subscribe, asking folks to join the mailing list, asking people to check out your course. You're gonna have to get comfortable with getting your ask out of the way.
Just asking.
A point from a presentation that I attended some years ago. Get your ask out of the way. Go ahead and ask folks for what you need. Ask them, listen, this is what we're doing here. This is the value that we have to provide. I want to ask a question. Once you've given them the solution, listen, you've gone through all of the different points of this series already. Establishing yourself as an expert with content. You have made sure that they have station identified, right? You're there in the right place. They now know that you're the right one, their host and guide. You've even taken time to apply the solution tryout. You've given them the solution to their problem. They're leaving your video and they're ready to face the world now because they've gotten the answer to your question. I can't tell me how many comments I have under videos where folks are saying stuff like, Kirk, man, I felt like I could conquer the world after I went through the video with you. I felt like you were in the room with me, showing me how to create that overlay, showing me how to do Canva, how to do StreamYard, how to do Ecamm. And now, with that feeling, you've got to make sure you get your ask out of the way. That is the first piece. I want to make sure that that's clear. You want to get your ask out of the way, but a lot of times the mistake that is made is that we think we can just ask them to subscribe. Subscribe is great. I tell people to subscribe if they want to be notified, but honestly, I would much rather they find my videos organically. That's not the point. The point is, I would much rather they engage with me on my owned property. Owned property means these are systems, these are platforms that I don't go through an intermediary to get access to my audience. If I'm on YouTube, if I'm on Facebook, I have to go through those platforms to get to my audience. I would much rather they be on my platform
That I call my own.
My owned property as opposed to my rented property. Yeah, I have to pay rent over there, right? I can get the check that YouTube sends me, but only if they say, yeah, you're worthy this month. And if they change their systems and their policies and their procedures tomorrow, I'm out. And so you want to engage with people on your owned properties. That's why ask is not spelled A-S-K. It's rather spelled A-S-C. Automate, systematize, curate. You want to set up a system that does not require you to be involved. You want to set up a system that allows people to naturally and organically fall into the funnel. Fall into the funnel. That's where you get your ask out of the way. They come into the funnel and that funnel is automated. This requires work. It requires a lot of setup time, writing a lot of copy. If you don't know what that is, it's a whole other class, a whole other course. It requires you to systematize your process. Systematize meaning there's a method to the madness. If they want the tip sheet, if they want my gear list, they subscribe to the mailing list. When they subscribe to the mailing list because they wanted the tip sheet, they're enrolled in a specific campaign. That campaign is also providing them value. This is a system that is automated. The last piece is curate. Curate meaning you have thought through this experience for your audience. You've made sure that it's one that you would appreciate, that it's one that they won't fall into the cracks. It's one that will at least notify you should something in the automation not work. It's a curated experience that you have set up for your audience to go through. Get your ask out of the way. In order for you to ask your audience to do something, you have got to get your ask, your automating, your systematizing, your curating out of the way. Get those done. I'm not saying stop creating content because you don't have your systems and your automation and your curation done. I'm saying that is the critical work that needs to be done in order for your audience to further engage with you. A well-placed, functional call to action is one that is bolstered, that is supported, that is maintained by your automation, your systems, your curation. What do you want them to do? Have you set up the systems? Do the systems have credibility? Have you curated that experience? Fam, make sure you have a call to action, but also get your ASC out of the way. So they're in the right place. You're the right one. You have the solution, and your call to action demonstrates your systems. Those systems further establish credibility. These first 4 tips were about what you need to do. The next one, however, is how to tap into the influence of others. Tip number 5 is you say it versus they say it. Subscribe to be notified when that video is released. Comment below to join the conversation, or keep watching the playlist for the next video.